Hello, Facebook! Hope everyone had a fabulous day today or is having a fabulous day today. What's up? This is Pamela Pedrick coming to you live from Ocala, Florida, which, if you're not familiar with Ocala, is actually about an hour and 45 minutes north of Orlando. All right, so this is Pamela Pedrick, registered nurse, health and wellness coach, and nutrition consultant for weight loss. So today's topic is 4 tips to have that breakthrough. And thank you so much for joining me live. If you can, say hello, and if you watch the replay, do the same. I do check my comments. Let me know who you are and where you're from. So like I said, today's tip, 4 tips to have that breakthrough. Now today's live broadcast is going to be a little different. This is not going to be food related, or I will mention that a little bit later. But these tips can be applied to any area of our lives. If you ever heard of women are like spaghetti and men are like waffles, as women, one aspect of our life tends to touch other aspects of our lives. It's like that bowl of spaghetti. One noodle touches all the other noodles, so to speak. Men are like waffles, right? They have the little boxes. Men can only think through one box at a time. So if men have that football box open and they're watching the game, it's not a good time to come up and say, "Hun, we need to have a serious discussion about finances." He's not able to do that, right? Because he only has one box open and he can only have one box open at a time. He is not capable of having 2 boxes open at the same time. They just get so stressed and overwhelmed. So you have to wait for that football box to be closed and for him to open up that finance box for you to have that serious discussion. Whereas women, one aspect of our life touches every other aspects of our life. So these tips are not just for health and weight loss. They can be for life in general. Although we're going to apply them tonight to weight loss. So tip number 1 is service. Serving others, especially when you have what I call the doldrums or the Eeyore moments, like, woe is me, I can't lose weight, it's so hard. You know, we can have those moments, but we need to get out of ourselves at that time so that we're not staying in that moment, okay? And this works for if you got that sadness, maybe you're a little depressed. I'm not talking about clinical depression that does need to be taken care of through medication. But I talk about those times where you're just in yourself. Oh, I can't lose weight. We will bring that into reality if we consistently say, well, I can't lose weight, it's difficult for me, because we're speaking that into truth the more we say it. So when you have those moments, think of service to others. Now, I'm not talking necessarily about doing a volunteer service like one day out of the week, although if you can, that's great. We need to be involved more in our local communities. This can be just, cooking a meal for someone who's shut in and just kind of brighten up their day, writing a note of encouragement to a friend or a loved one who's going through a difficult time, visiting someone in the hospital. I mean, these are all acts of service. So we have those little Eeyore moments. We need to get out of ourselves and not be so focused on that and serve others. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, radical gratitude. Now, I've mentioned this in the past. The most successful people that are out there in life, in finances, business, whatever, those who are successful actually write 10 things for which they're grateful for each day. A minimum of 10 things. Many of them do many more. And these are even little things. To the detail. If we cannot be grateful for the little things in our life, how can God or the universe bless us with the weight loss that we really want and desire? What's to say we're going to be grateful for that if we're not grateful for the little things in our life? So I suggest amping up your gratitude journal, and I suggest you get one, writing at least 5 things for which you're grateful. The other day I wrote down, I'm grateful I live in a house that has air conditioning because it was so stinking hot the other day and the humidity was so high that you literally walk from your car into your house and you're sweating. So I was like, I am grateful that I have air conditioning, even little things like that. And if you have children and you say, well, I'm grateful for my children, be very specific. What are you grateful for about that child? What has happened in their lives or in your life as a result of that child? Being down to the nitty gritty. So having a radical attitude of gratitude, all right? And as I said, the most successful people write at least 10 things for which they're grateful for each and every day. All right, third thing is discipline. This is where I'm going to talk a little bit more about the food aspect, but being disciplined in our what I call HPAs, our health producing activities. This is in regards to our eating program. Like I said before, I do a lower calorie, higher protein program. This might mean that you might need to do some meal planning so that you're not running around trying to find food and you're ending up with some unhealthy choices rather than the healthier choices. This might mean writing down. I suggest you start doing this. Write down every single health producing activity that you do. First off, start with your goals. Write down what are your goals, how much weight you want to lose. Maybe you want to fit into those skinny jeans. Maybe you want to fit into a bikini. Maybe it's that little black slinky dress so you can wear that to your high school reunion that's coming up. Write down what your goals are as far as weight loss and health. Maybe it's a decrease in the amount of headaches that you have. That was one of mine. Maybe it's to sleep better at night or to have more energy to actually go outside and play with your children or grandchildren. Write down all of those goals and put them down as to achieve, because your brain, once I said this before, once your brain sees that word achieve in relation to your goals, your brain is actively finding ways to achieve and to accomplish those goals. Write them out. And then every day, write down what you've done to put yourself so that you're going to be able to accomplish and to achieve those goals. Write down what you've eaten. Keep track of your calories. How do you know what you need to improve upon if you don't know what you're doing already, right? So write down every health-producing activity that you do. If you've gone to the gym, if you worked out that day, and for how long. Write down how many steps that you've done if you're keeping track of your daily step activity. Writing down what meals that you eat, even everything that you drink. If you snack it, eat it as a meal, drink it, write down everything that you've done, your health-producing activity. Even if you meditate, if you pray, if you do yoga, those are all health-producing activities as well. If you've done things to decrease the stress in your life, maybe it's, I'm doing 1 hour less of whatever it may be that has caused you to have more stress in your life. Write down every single health-producing activity. And also your goals so that you know how much you're doing each day to work toward those goals, okay? And also this might mean, as I said, will affect every aspect of your life. This might mean ending some toxic relationships. Now, I've talked about the toxins that we can consume and what we can have in our bodies. We can also be in toxic relationships, and you might need to take a look at some of the relationships that you have in. If it's a truly toxic relationship, you just might need to end it. Now, obviously, if it's a close family member, you probably can't do that, but try and distance yourself as much as you can. And if you can't do that, then you just need to come to the point where you need to accept that that is a toxic relationship. That person most likely will not change. Because if it most likely is stressing you out. A lot of times we tend to think, oh my goodness, that person, he or she did A, B, C, and D, and man, now I feel so angry and now I'm stressed. You cannot change that person. However, we can all change our reaction to that negativity and to that toxicity in our lives. So we need to just accept it for what it is and kind of move on, okay? So that we're not so stressed about that, all right? So ending toxic relationships. Another thing is having a consistent morning routine, and this might mean for you waking up a little bit more earlier in the day. Oh my goodness, I gotta wake up earlier. No goodness. I know some people actually, one of those, drop a 1 in the comment section if you hit the snooze button in the morning, okay? Drop a 1 down there. There's no shame here. I do it myself at times. I'm guilty of it. So this might mean waking up a little bit more earlier, setting your alarm clock a little bit earlier, so that you can accomplish having a good, healthy morning routine. One of them being eating a good, healthy breakfast that's high in protein, at least 20 to 40 grams of protein in that meal. The reason why you might need to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning is so you're not so rushed to get out the door, right? You're grabbing your cup of coffee, you're rushing out, you haven't had breakfast, and you're trying to rush to work, and you're trying to make the lights, and oh my goodness, it's yellow, and do I stop, or do I go through? Drop a 2 in the comment section if you're like, oh yeah, that's me in the morning, man. I'm rushing out the door, and I'm trying to make those lights so I can get to work on time, or so I can do what I need to do in the morning. Try and wake up a little bit more earlier so you're not so stressed. My goodness, you're starting your day with so much stress already, okay? We've got too much stress in our lives. We can at least do this, right? So try and wake up a little bit more earlier in the morning. Have a good, healthy morning routine. One of them can be doing your exercise in the morning instead of at night. A lot of people find this a little bit more beneficial because they're in a right frame of mind. They've decreased that stress, and now they're in a right frame of mind. They have so much more energy to start their day. So start doing your exercise in the morning instead of the evening. Might be a little bit more beneficial for you. And then also prayer, meditation, and journaling in the morning as well to kind of get your focus for the day, get your mindset. I think it was said 5 minutes of prayer is just as beneficial as like 30 minutes of yoga as far as how the mind is set for the day, which is kind of interesting with that. And meditation, whatever you do, and journaling, just to get your thoughts on paper. Now, this last point, really need to do this. You need to surround yourself with positive people in your life. We cannot be positive unless we're surrounding ourselves with positivity. We are influenced by the 5 people we are closest or spend the most time with. So if you spend time with negative people, you're going to be negative. And there might be some people, like I said, you might need to distance yourself from. If you need to surround yourself with successful people, if you want to be successful, right? It's the law of averages. It happens no matter where we're born, what class we're in, what ethnicity. The 5 people we spend the most time with, we are going to become those 5 people. It's just the law of averages, and research has shown this. So you might find you need to get a different 5 people in your life. Maybe you need to switch them around as far as the time you're spending with. Once again, if it's an immediate family member, I understand it's a little difficult at times. If you have negative people in your immediate family and you tend to spend a lot of time with them, you just need to surround yourself by even more people who are positive in your life, okay? So that you kind of counteract that negativity in your life. Negativity just breeds stress in your life. Stress makes us as women to become emotional eaters. We tend to eat more, add on the calories and the fat grams, and we already got other stuff in our lives sometimes that we're dealing with already. We just need to try and do what we can as far as counteracting the stress in our life. All right, so the 4th thing is celebrate. That was number 4. The 5th thing is celebrate, okay? There's 4 tips. 5th thing is celebrate. Whenever you come to either your goal or maybe you're halfway to your goal, celebrate. Find out what you're going to do. Celebrate! Yay! You've reached your goal, okay? What are you going to do to celebrate those achievements with your health and your weight loss? Maybe it's to buy that new pair of shoes that you really want. I'm a shoe person, so I'd be all about the shoes, right? Drop a 3 in the comment section with that shoe. I want the shoes, man. And maybe it's that nice black dress, slinky dress you want to buy, so you go out on a special date with your husband. Maybe it's a special vacation that you're saving up for. And now let's buy that bikini so you can rock that bikini on the beach, right? How are you going to celebrate? Now, I don't suggest that you celebrate by going out and eating, because you just might eat a little bit more, right? If you want to do that, fine. Just watch where you're eating. But what are you going to do to celebrate? Our brains are created so that we want that positive reinforcement, right? So whenever we achieve something, or even if you're halfway to your goal, whatever you want to do, have something to celebrate. Do something to celebrate. If you got your 5 people who are supporting you through your weight loss and health journey, celebrate with them. Yeah, do your little happy dance, whatever it may be. Write something down that you're going to choose to do to celebrate. All right, so those are 4 tips, things that you can do to, break through, and it applies to weight loss and health, but it can apply to any area of your life. Service to others, when we have those doldrums of we're frustrated because we can't lose the weight, trying to get that negativity, that I can't lose the weight, out of our vocabularies, do acts of service for others, attitude of gratitude, even radical gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Because, why would God or the universe bless you with that weight loss or that health if we can't be even grateful for the little things in our life, right? And then 3rd thing is discipline. Discipline in our health-producing activities, or HPAs, whether it be commitment to and discipline to whatever program you choose to do. Maybe it's I need to start exercising and working out more, and writing that down. Writing down your goals. What do you want to achieve as far as your weight loss and your health? And so that I need to be putting into action HPAs, health-producing activities, every day, and writing down what you're doing so that you know what you need to improve upon. Or maybe, you need to change some things around. Or maybe you're saying, hey, I'm on action, man. Woo, that's a good thing, right? Celebrate that. And then the fourth thing is surround yourself with positive people, okay? People who will support you and who will empower you, and not people who are negative and who will bring you down, because that's just going to give you more stress, and you might need to end some toxic relationships. All right, so a little bit different tonight. I'm one about, health in all areas of our life, so hopefully you found this beneficial and valuable. If so, please share or tag someone in the comment section below. And don't forget, for more tips and motivation on how to lose weight, look great, and live a healthy lifestyle, don't forget to visit my website at PamelaPedrick.net. To your health, and have a great night, everyone.